Hello everyone, my name is Josh and we are doing another MVP Spotlight from the MVP Summit. With me today I have David Hasselhoff. This is MVP Ken Lasko, and many of you may not recognize him due to his profile picture. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Ken?
Oh, the David Hasselhoff picture, the Hoff?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
where that originally came from was back in when Link 2010 first came out.
I'm going to add some context here while you talk about it.
It's trippy.
Let's go right here before we talk about what we're going to talk about. Yeah, so let's hear about it.
So back in 2010, when Link 2010 came out, that was the first time you were able to actually put your picture to have an avatar. Yeah. So I decided, I'm not putting my own picture up here. So I was on the hunt for Chuck Norris pictures. Because in 2010, if you remember back then, Chuck Norris facts were all the rage, right?
Yes,
all those wonderful things.
Yes.
So I was looking for Chuck Norris pictures. And, David Hasselhoff comes from the same era as that, so I figured, yeah, let's look for some Chuck Norris. But then this picture, the David Hasselhoff picture you're looking at there, came up, and I said, yep, that is the perfect look of, I really don't know what's going on around here, but I got this sweet perm, this great leather jacket, and the hairy chest. I'm gonna rock it. So I said, yep, that's me, and
But this profile picture, this is actually a second iteration of the profile picture.
Yeah, I did add a beard for some reason.
Yeah, because I remember it didn't used to have the beard.
It didn't used to have a beard, but that's only on my Twitter thing. Everywhere else, it's still just the standard clean-shaven David Hasselhoff picture. Yeah.
Well, we had to start there. So you've been an MVP for how many years now?
Apparently 6 years. I just had to look it up. Since 2012 was the first time I was awarded. Yeah.
Okay. And so, let's see. Where is my screen? There we go. Back over here. So your MVP, much to what some might believe, is not actually in sarcasm, right? It's in something else?
What?
Or is that the actual official award you got for your MVP? Is it in sarcasm? Or
in sarcasm, yeah.
Okay.
I am very strong in the sarcasm thing, yeah.
Okay, but yeah. So just Skype for Business is what you've always been awarded in, and okay.
Yeah.
And you're coming to us from where?
From a little town called Guelph, Ontario, which is about an hour west of Toronto. Nobody's heard of it. Great little town. I found the place when I went to university. Never left.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So every year that you make it to Summit, it's kind of like this extended miracle that they let you back across the border.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
They're looked at. Yeah.
Now,
one of these days, I'm gonna get denied.
We're gonna look at a tool that you've built for helping with enterprise voice and the creation of dial plans, normalization rules. But aside from the tool, you have had a lot of blog posts in the past.
Which I've been extremely weak on lately.
I know I grew up on them in the whole.
You grew up on them?
That was
I'm the elder statesman of Skype for Business, apparently.
And when I say grew up, I mean I grew up in the Skype for Business enterprise voice world. That's where I started learning all my enterprise voice concepts was your blog posts. So
wow,
yeah.
And you're still here.
I still have a job too somehow, and
they must have done something.
Yeah,
not totally full of crap.
Maybe I got Michael Tressler's enterprise voice book afterwards, and that straightened me out or something.
And I helped with that, by the way. I helped edit that thing. Yeah.
You did. So let's
go.
That
was a great book, by the way. I love his. If anybody has a chance to read that, you definitely check it out. It's got some good wit in there.
It's a great book.
Totally up my alley.
Did you add that in when you were editing or something?
The wit?
The
humor?
Or sarcasm and all?
No, he did that.
It was all him?
He did that all himself.
You didn't speak anything in?
No, I just I said, yes, stamp of approval.
It's a great book, though. I mean, great concepts. He really breaks all that stuff down well. Enterprise voice from top to bottom.
Yep.
All right, let's go back to screen sharing here, and we are going to dive into...
Whoa, that's trippy.
We're going to go right over to Skype Optimizer.
Yeah.
Now, this wasn't always called Skype Optimizer.
It was originally a VB script. A VB script that was written to deal with a very specific issue. And that issue is in North America, you don't know whether, when you're dialing a phone number, you don't know whether you need to dial a 1 in front of it for a long distance call or not dial a 1 for a local call. And so that was always a pain. And so in OCS 2007, they introduced this whole idea, let's dial E164 for everything like that. But it didn't work for or, you know, dialing 905-444-2212 could be a local number, but 905-445-2212 could be a long distance number. So that doesn't work out well. So I created this tool that went to a website that had a list of every single local dialing plan for every place in North America, but it was in a list, just this long list. And you would have to manually parse it and try to come up with your own regex. Like literally hundreds of numbers in a given exchange could be local. So I figured out over, I don't know, I went total Rain Man one weekend and was like Hacker Man and just totally came up with this amazing code I don't even understand anymore. And it makes this amazing regex that just kind of condensed it all down into one regex thing. And so in OCS 2007, you had the capability of using this regex in weird places. So, and it worked. So I created this thing, and it would just spit out. You punch in the 3-digit extension or 3-digit area code and exchange, and then it would spit out the regex. And so it worked for me. It worked great. I told my buddies. There's a guy at Microsoft who started telling people at Microsoft. So I started getting Microsoft consultants emailing me saying, "Hey, can you can you give me regex for Montreal?" Blah blah blah, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I figured out you can put this on the web somehow. So I figured out you could take this VB script and I turned it into something called an HTA file. This is so basically like almost I had a web front end to it, but it still ran locally.
Right.
And then I figured out, hey, wait a minute, it's not too hard to turn that into a web page. So then the original link optimizer, or sorry, it was the OCS, I don't know. I think it was just called the dialing rule optimizer back then.
Okay, yeah. Right? It's gone through a few naming iterations.
Yeah, it's gone through a few, and it was ugly. Ugliest UI ever, because I am not a coder. I coded literally in Notepad, so that would make me, which is amazing.
Wow. Okay.
And then Link came along with the whole concept, the whole thing with PowerShell, and I realized, hey, wait a minute, so I can go beyond all this, just creating the regex, and actually creating the dial plans for you. So I did that, and then I realized, hey, wait a minute, why stop at North America? Let's start doing it for other countries.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, hey, wait a minute again! And, several years later, I ended up getting every single country in the world. And it's just grown from there. And then a few years ago, a year and a bit ago, I guess I did a complete redesign because I had too many people going, wow, I feel like I'm looking at a GeoCities page in the '90s, or looking like something from...
give it a modern feel.
GeoCities in the 90s, yeah. So modernized it up. And it's a nice, slick-looking thing, and here it is the way it is today.
So SkypeOptimizer.com.
Yeah,
that's where you'll go. You'll be prompted to sign in with a MSA account.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
Yep.
So we are signed in here. I'd like you to just. I mean, it can be pretty brief, but walk us through. It's amazing how much you have simplified the task of creating the dial plans, the door normalization rules, all the stuff that goes with that.
Yep.
Into a page here.
Yep,
so
exactly.
If you want to just walk us through and kind of tell us what it takes to get one going, and then what you do with it afterwards.
Exactly. So it's really straightforward. Like you just basically pick what environment you want to create dial plans for, and like you have the option of whether it's Link, Skype for Business, online. You can even do and actually it was originally written to do audio codes, right? So it would also create the regex to work with audio codes, and it would also spit out the raw regex for some certain people, certain other MVPs who shall not be named, who say, yeah, I just want the raw regex because I can do my own thing because I'm smarter than you, he thinks. But he's wrong. Okay. But anyways, so you got all these different options here. You pick the option you want, and then you pick the country. So North America, we got every single country in the world except for 2 countries. Guess which countries are not covered?
I'm going to say North Korea is one.
North Korea. Actually, you know what? You're wrong. North Korea is included in here.
What?
It's crazy. Where is North Korea? So I don't think North Korea would even be allowed to use Skype for Business.
I'm thinking maybe no.
But maybe Mr. Kim Jong. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Where is it?
Right.
I don't even see it.
It's down there.
850. North Korea right after North America. Look at that. 850.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, so what are the 2 then?
Syria.
All right.
And one other country, which I cannot remember right now. So there's 2 countries. I think it's a country in Africa. Yeah, Syria and some other country which is currently going through some turmoil. Oh, no, it actually might be Kosovo. Kosovo's,
Okay.
Or maybe I may be lying. I can even check that out.
So if you're from one of those 2 places, you're out of luck there.
Sorry, but hey, if you are from Kosovo, Do I have Kosovo? No, I do not. Yep. So if you're from Kosovo and you have any information about the dial plan there and want to help me out, that'd be awesome.
There we go. All right, so we got all the countries
so
covered.
you pick your country. So you know what? We'll just go. Let's just go pick. You know what? Let's pick Argentina, for instance, right?
Sure.
So it'll give you all the area codes for that particular country, right? So there's tons of them here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So let's pick Buenos Aires. Why not? Good place, fun times. And then you pick your connection type, whether you're connecting to a T1 line, like a traditional analog type thing, or if you're connecting to a SIP trunk. And the only thing this does different is determine whether it's going to create trunk translation rules or not.
Okay.
So it basically says, am I going to send the phone number out in E164 format in the case of a SIP trunk, or if it's going to try to normalize it back down to whatever the local
whatever they want over there. Yeah.
And you got a bunch of other rules, like if you were connecting through a PBX, you need to dial a 9 to get an outside line. You can block premium numbers, so there's a neat little thing you can do. And I can't remember who I found this from, but there's a neat little thing you can do. You can say, I want to block all premium numbers no matter what. And you can actually give them a message that says when they try to dial a premium number, you can give them a message that says these numbers are not allowed, and you can even send an IM message to somebody in the IT department or whoever to say alert that someone tried to dial a premium number, and then you can call them and give them a smackdown going, what are you doing trying to call these sex lines? That's not good.
Okay.
You can even set up caller ID blocks. So if you want to have, there's some needs for some customers who like to be able to block caller ID on a per call basis. So you can put in a code like *70 or something like that to block caller ID.
Right.
Be able to set up call park orbits and stuff like that. You can customize the rule name base because I come up with a format that it's fairly universal. It's nice and standardized. Keeps everything nice and clean.
Right.
And then of course if Argentina speaks languages other than English, so you can say, okay, you know what? I want to use English for all my rule names because I do localize all the rule sets for all different countries.
Right. Okay.
And I picked it up from Google Translate. No idea if it's right or not, but hey, whatever. And then you can even add extensions. So if you've got extension ranges in your company that you want to support, this will support it. So you can just put in your main number prefix, extension start and end, and all that sort of stuff, and it will take care of all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
And then once you're done, all you got to do is press this button right here.
Generate the rules.
Whoops. Let's press it the right way. So
the
left, don't know how to press
side of the
button.
mouse.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. All right.
Does a little bit of magic. And then you get this. Download rule set right here. So you download your rule set. It provides a PS1 file.
There we go.
That you can just open up and inspect yourself. It's been digitally signed, so you know it comes from a trusted source known as Ken Lasco.
Yeah, there we go.
You open up that script, and it gives you all the details in here. So there's a lot of detail in here. What you do then is you take this, you bring it into your Skype for Business environment. You already have to have your gateways defined. That's the only thing you need to have done.
Okay.
Once you do that, you run this, you answer some questions, and then it will run it through.
Okay.
And you'll have your dial plan set.
That's amazing.
So it's great because there's lots of people who are creating dial plans for countries other than the ones they live in.
Yes.
They don't understand the local dialing customs. So that's what this does. This helps you out by, you don't need to know those dialing rules. I know them. Or other people know.
And anyone that's done that work knows it's very time consuming.
Very time consuming.
So this is incredible. Now, the one thing that's maybe a topic some people might be wondering about as we look for the gateway type up here, Teams. Teams is coming up.
Teams is coming. Yeah.
So, and now I know there shouldn't be too much that would have to change on your side because the calling back end for Teams is the same as Skype for Business Online.
That's right. So whenever they come out with the dial rules for Teams and all that stuff, and that's publicized, then you will have an additional drop down for Teams, and then maybe we'll change it to the Teams Optimizer.
Teams Optimizer. Okay.
I don't know.
You could go, for the Teams and Skype Optimizer, or
Maybe we'll just call it the Optimizer. Yeah.
The Optimizer. There it is.
And there we go. And
a little picture of you there as well.
And you know what? And I'm gonna have a little secret here for you. There's a little secret back door on this webpage that nobody knows about, and I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm gonna show you now. So you look at it. So you scroll down to the bottom here, you see, there's some stuff. There's a little disclaimer at the bottom.
Okay.
You look at this. So click on this picture. Nothing happens, right?
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Look down at the bottom there. What is that? So this takes you to. So I was the original Facebook. Believe it or not. So back in the early 2000s, I created a website using Microsoft. What was the thing back then? Oh, what does it say? I think I even said, oh, Front Page. Yeah, I used Front Page.
Wow.
And created a website. And so put all the party pictures from back in those days out on the interweb.
Ken and Lara go to okay. Well, look at this.
Yeah, so it goes back. Yeah, so if you're ever really bored and you want to check things out, yeah, you can see like.
There is a golden nugget for you.
Yeah,
all.
totally golden nugget.
In addition to being able to just optimize your enterprise voice experience, you also get a very deep insight into Ken.
No,
that's awesome.
But yeah, it's kind of so it's just like tons of pictures. You know, I'm thinking, you know what, I could have been. You know, people would come up to me in the bar, hey, am I going to be on your website? Take a picture of me and stuff like that. It was good times, but yeah. So anyways, back to the real thing. That's just a little weird little tidbit.
That is a little tidbit, and now I'm going to have to go back and check some things out. But awesome. All right. Well, that is incredible. Like I said, and what is your blog that people can to go to the?
Oh yeah, ucken.blogspot.com, whatever.
Cool. So if you want to read some of his mad ramblings, it was huge.
Mad ramblings.
And huge in helping me to learn enterprise voice. So sure it'll help you. But if you want to skip the learning process, just go to skypeoptimizer.com. So thanks, Ken. Appreciate you coming on.
Very glad to be here. You do a great job with this, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
The hat is just perfect.
It's weird, but it gets the job done. So
everybody's got their gimmick.
They all got
have a gimmick.
You gotta
Otherwise,
have
you're not memorable. That's why I'm the Hoff, and this guy's got his hat. It's a good thing.
Later, everyone.